What's up, Internet? The day has finally come. I'm here standing in front of Fury 325 at Carowinds. This is an amazing looking ride. It's so huge, just towering over the entrance plaza. And you know, of course, in true Cedar Fair fashion, the entryway for this park is absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna meet up with a couple of people. Barry, a coaster enthusiast. I hear Rob from Rob's Rides is gonna be here. So we're gonna have a little group going. I actually caved and bought a Fast Lane Plus, which I never do, but judging from, you know, the crowds I've seen in the parking lot and from what I've been told, for Saturday, it's probably worth it. So, gonna get lots and lots of rides on Fury, not gonna lose my phone, and yeah, gonna have a grand old time. So, lots of great coasters here. Plan to get all the credits. I might have 2 days here, so that's lots of time to ride Fury and Copperhead Strike, and of course Afterburn, which I've been dying to ride for the longest time because that's my favorite invert that I've never ridden before. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm in a lot better mood than I was yesterday when I lost my phone because Goliath ate my phone. And I can't really be mad because that is my new favorite hypercoaster. It's the best hypercoaster I've ever been on. It even had ejector, which is crazy for a B&M. Lots of floater, lots of ejector. Strong floater, too. I actually feel like Nitro's kind of broken, considering how much airtime I was getting on Goliath. For it to be smaller and slower, it was definitely way more intense than Nitro. So, or even Superman the Ride. I liked it more than Superman the Ride. So, that was great. And I wonder how Intimidator is going to be, because I have the feeling that maybe all the things that people say about Nitro is true, that maybe it doesn't quite deliver on the airtime like it should for a B&M Hyper. I wonder if the other ones are more like Goliath than they are like Nitro. Oh. Well. Oh, there it goes. Super long at the top and has crazy ejection. No. We just got stuck on the brake run for like 5 minutes.
Oh man, gets a 10 from me.
We have a Flying Dutchman. I wonder if it's running. Intimidator. The knockoff version. I don't know, I'm still hyped to ride this too. I've never ridden a B&M Hyper with the staggered trains. This park is gorgeous, by the way. There's the last B&M stand-up in America that I have to get a credit for. We're right over here, and I'm really honestly not looking forward to it that much because it doesn't look like it's that good. And we do have a Nighthawk running. I hear this is the rough one, but hey, you know, I want to see what these things are like. So I'm really excited to actually see a working Vekoma Flying Dutchman and actually get the chance to ride it because I got Fast Lane. Woo! That looks like fun. know, similar to the loop is to a pretzel loop. I don't know, let's come over here. All right. So, you know the old phrase, you get what you pay for. When you pay for the Cedar Fair experience, you really do get the Cedar Fair experience. This park is really nice. Six Flags is kind of like, I don't know, I kind of think of them as like the Walmarts of thrill parks, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just you don't get all the bells and whistles like you do here. And of course you don't get giant giga coasters. Hopefully one day. Oh, the junior invert. Cool. Random credit I've never had. You know, when hypers do this, like Nitro does this, I hate it. Because it's a waste of a perfectly good airtime hill. Because you don't get airtime on the top of those turnaround hills. Like, it may as well have done the turn and then, wow, then do the hill. I don't know. It's just my opinion. And there's two gigantic towers of just nope, nope, no. Nope. Would never ride a Wind Seeker, and I will never ride a Sky Coaster. Those things look terrifying, and I would have a heart attack. And then you would get no more Coaster Velocity videos. Snoopy! Alright guys, I just got off of Afterburn, my first ever ride on a real invert, and oh my god, that thing is insane. Like, I had to catch my breath for a minute. Like, you know, I had a friend back home, he said, this was the first ride, the first coaster he ever went on, and he hates them now because of it, and I can see why. This is not the first coaster you ever ride. This is like for experienced people. Like it just went by in a blur. It was all over the place. Like there was like the G's were insane, and the pacing is like it's like Batman, but it's huge. You know, it's great. So I definitely got to get more rides of this thing later. This is by far my favorite invert, one of my favorite coasters I've ever ridden, one of the most insane coasters I've ever ridden. So I hope a lot more of the rides here are like that. But yeah, this is one of the greatest coasters ever made, in my opinion. I got a front row ride. I wonder how crazy it is in the back, but the view in the front is amazing. Like the loop, it takes that gigantic loop behind me just as quickly as Batman does. Same with the corkscrew at the end. Like that part when it goes into the dive loop and then comes out in an Emmelman, like that's just insane. Like it goes underground, it's crazy. But yeah, the only mild part of the ride is right here. That's it. Everything else is just, you know, words cannot describe how good this thing is. Guys, I loved Afterburn so much, I'm riding it again. This time I'm going to go for the back row ride because why not? Inverts are great in the back row, but I wanted to see what it was like from the front with the awesome view. And it is a nice view. But yeah, now we're going to go in the back. And there goes Intimidator behind me. Probably going to ride that too. There goes. That zero-G roll is nuts. So is this element right behind me. This, where it dives underground. There it goes. It starts to lose speed after that. But there is one very whippy corkscrew at the end that takes you by surprise. So, gotta go experience that again. I'll let you guys know what the back row feels like when I get up. Yeah, so I just got that back row ride on Afterburn. Pretty awesome, but honestly, I like the front better. Like, the back is super intense, of course. It's an invert in the back row, but the view you get, the wind in your face, and you know, just how high up and everywhere it goes is it's a lot better than riding in the back and just seeing seats in front of you. So definitely recommend the front row on an invert for once. On a coaster for once. You know, I'm a back row kind of guy all day, but yeah, this is one of those front row coasters. It's a great experience. Definitely get out here and try it. You won't regret it. Like, man, that just made my day. Just riding that thing just made my day. It was great. So now I'm going over to the front of the park to go meet up with Jason, and then we are gonna go riding a bunch of coasters. And then we're gonna hang out with Rob later. Pretty soon. So that'll be cool. Especially since I had to leave Six Flags Over Georgia yesterday. He and I were supposed to hang out there, but he's going to Carowinds today, so that's awesome. Yeah, anyway. Oh, okay.
I want to see what footage I can get from here.
Off a Copperhead Strike, and it was awesome. Exceeded my expectations. It has airtime, it has G-forces, and it's a whole lot of fun. The launches are kind of lame, but the rest of the ride is awesome. And the hang time is crazy. It's got more hang time than hang time. But we're going back on Copperhead Strike. What'd you think of Copperhead Strike?
Dude, you can't help but ride it more than once. That was amazing. Tons of air. Oh man, the hang time is legit. That's what you really ride it for, is the hang time. It is, oh man, gets a 10 from me for sure.
Well, there you have it. I'd give it around a 9. Not quite a 10 for me, but I did love the airtime because I'm an airtime junkie. The hang time is crazy though. Better hang time than hang time or full throttles loop even. it just leaves you at the top of those loops forever. And then just throws you out of your seat. And the Stangle dive was just like one of the most amazing parts of the ride. But yeah, I would say a Copperhead Strike is great. And it's definitely a must ride if you come to Carowinds.
My second ride now.
You going to count your second ride?
For your safety and the safety of other riders, hats, glasses, and cell phones must be stored in a pocket. Hands must be free to grab.
And Copperhead Strike will attempt to empty them. I wouldn't put your cell phone in your pocket unless it buttons or zips. Especially on that JoJo roll, it just like puts you way out of the seat. I'm gonna look down next time and see if there's like a bunch of change and stuff at the bottom of it. There's that awesome loop. It hangs you super long at the top and has crazy ejector there. And that nice whoopee corkscrew. And the airtime launch, which doesn't have very much airtime. Lots of hang time at the top of the inverted top hat. Lots of lateral G here. This one's got more positive G. As you can see, it doesn't slow down much in the loop there. And that Stangle dive is amazing. And of course, it's giving you tons of positive Gs and airtime toward the end with those twisty bits toward the brake run. Awesome coaster. So we just finished our second ride on Copperhead Strike in the back. Back row is definitely where it's at on this thing. The launches are more forceful. The loops are more forceful. The hang time was great. It just goes through all the elements faster, so you're not hanging as much, but definitely shoves you into the seat. The airtime was extreme. So I recommend the back row. The front is also really good. You can't go wrong with either one. But if you want the intensity, go for the back. If you want the graceful hang time, go for the front. That's all I can say on this. It exceeded my expectations. Oh, and the lap bars suck, but that's just a minor nitpick. They tighten up on you more than hang time. And those tighten up. Anyone who's ridden hang time knows how those are. But yeah, great ride. I always have to find one thing to rip on a coaster about. For this one, it's the restraints. But nowhere near as bad as the one with the Superman. I don't think I'll ever find restraints worse than that, unless I ride Sky Rush. But yeah, what are we off to next? Fury. He's been on it already. I haven't. I can't wait.
Gotta ride back row. That's the way to go.
We're gonna ride the back and the front and
Anywhere, really.
Anywhere, yeah.
It's all around amazing.
We just got off Afterburn. What do you think? He's been on Montu.
Man, that definitely felt a bit crazier than Montu. Like, they both whipped through their layouts, but Afterburn's corkscrew especially, oh man, it just kicks your ass.
Right, I love that corkscrew. And it's hidden in the trees. It just like turns, and the turn is super forceful, and it just whips you around the corkscrew.
Man, you gotta go for back row. The front view is nice. The view in the front row is nice, but back row is where it's at for forces. That's with every coaster, really.
You gotta try it in the front, then tell me.
All right.
Honestly, the front is not that much less intense than the back, honestly. Like, that thing just flies.
Can't go wrong either way.
Yeah, that's a great coaster. I think it's gonna go in my top 10.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we're still on our journey to Fury, and we're still waiting for Rob from Rob's Rides, wherever he's at.
Rob, let's go.
Right. We just got off of Fury 325. I don't know if it's my favorite gig or not, but it's really awesome. That's all I know. It's one of the best things ever that you can ever ride, especially in the front. And there's like crazy ejector in the front, and you can barely keep your eyes open, and the wind's blowing your face around, and the turns are crazy, and it'll make you gray out. And yeah, it just goes and goes and goes forever. And the drop in the front is amazing. It just feels like you're going down forever, and like it's so far up in the sky. It's better than I-305's drop because you can actually feel the drop. I-305, it's over like that. Especially because the cable lift doesn't slow down. Fury slows down at the top. But yes, amazing. And with those clamshells, it's so comfy. You can barely feel the seatbelt. Like, I don't know. I've got nothing but good things to say about it. Oh, and then the turn before the hive dive. It's got like this crazy sideways air dive. Look, it's Twisted Timbers. Just kidding. Oh, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just speechless. We rode it what, 3 times in a row? Yeah, 3 times. 2 in the front, 1 in the back. I like the front better. But yeah, we'll definitely go on that again and get night rides and everything. But we got to ride some other stuff to make our money's worth for these fast lanes, which have been really convenient because Fury's line is probably like an hour and a half. Anyway, we just got hurled around on Hurler because, you know, that's all it does toward the end, hurls the train around. It was fun. Had a couple of airtime moments. Pretty much all I got to say about that. It's got PTC trains, so anyone who's been on PTC trains knows what that means. But yeah, cool coaster. I'm glad King's Dominion changed theirs. Yeah, now what are we riding? Carolina Cyclone, I think.
So I'm under the impression that either I had my phone on photo mode because it was brand new at the time, or my SD card got corrupted. But I had a reaction, after ride reaction for Carolina Cyclone, and it's gone. But it was really good. I liked it a lot. It's one of the better aero loopers I rode. The corkscrews, it goes through really quickly, a lot quicker than some of the other ones. So I thought that was pretty awesome, and it was a fun ride. It wasn't like Demon or anything like that, where it was just really shaky and, you know, bad. It was tons of fun, and I encourage everyone to ride it if they visit Carolina.
Hey, we're on Vortex. My face is really big in the camera. We just got stuck on the brake run for like 5 minutes because they're super slow. But this was really good. And they're gonna think I was filming on the ride, watch. Yo, we just got off of, what is this, Nighthawk? Yeah, Nighthawk, and it sucks. What does everyone think of this?
No.
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes? Yes? Just because you work, yeah, you have to say that.
No.
You love
Wait a minute. That's got to be some. Yes, I do. Oh my god.
Yes?
No, then.
No. This ride gets, if I had 3 thumbs, I would give it 4 thumbs down. Because it shook my head around so much I forgot how to math.
Here's our thing. Hell no.
Right?
To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. It's not that bad until it gets to the second half. Then it's just like, oh, what?
Yeah, I thought the lie to fly maneuver was pretty awesome. I wish Tatsu did that. That would be great. The drop was really good. Then it hits that wannabe horseshoe turn, and then all hell breaks loose. The corkscrews, the worst part. The loop was pretty fun if it wasn't for the shaking. But yeah, this ride looks pretty. But I was warned, and now you're warned. Don't ride Flying Dutchmans, at least not this one. So there goes the Intimidator going up the loop. And no, I haven't gone GP. It's actually called the Intimidator, and it's good, but it's not the best. It's definitely not Goliath. So here it goes going down the drop. I love how the drop curves outward and then curves back in to give you a sensation of airtime. You get a little bit of floater going down the drop. Here I was surprised that that turn going into this dive here actually gives you some good floater. Now this is in the front, of course, because I've only ridden in the front. You also get floater here. The trims hit kind of hard. Here the positive G is built up. I love this. This is a little bit better variation of the hammerhead turn. You get some wild whip going into it. Here the trims hit hard again. You get a little bit of floater going over and down again, and then over another airtime hill. Gives you some nice floater going over there, and the floater is actually pretty decent. It's not
light, it's just not really sustained for very long. And I think that's partially due to the trims. I forget which hill it was, but there was a hill when I was riding. I think it was this one. I think. Or was that one? It was one of the two where it was like a burst of floater, and then you drop down to the seat, and a burst of floater again going down the hill because it was trimmed. So this is definitely a good ride. It's a really nice looking ride too from the parking lot. It looks like it needs a repaint, I could definitely say that. Gotta get over that way and get this without it being all pixelated. So here it comes again. The operations on some of the rides here are pretty decent. This one was running 3 trains yesterday, so it wasn't too bad. But the fact that there's 2 people per row makes it a little bit of a lengthy wait. So yeah, I did love that part. That was one of my favorite parts of the ride. And I just hate how much it trims. You hear that trimming there. How slow it goes over the top of the hill. But yeah, it whips you to the right, whips you to the left. You dive down. Like the whole train just gets trimmed and then it creeps over the top. I see why it's called Intimidator. There's more trims on this Hyper than any one I've been on. Still a good ride. I would definitely not skip it. It's fun. I recommend the front. I'm gonna try riding in the back today to see how drastic of a difference there is. But yeah, it was a good ride. It was definitely a good ride. And this is a really good park, by the way. Their lineup here is pretty stellar, actually. Copperhead Strike was amazing. And Afterburn over there. Afterburn's in the corner back there. That is one of the best rides I've ever been on. And yeah. There's Nighthawk is terrible. That was the only really terrible ride I rode. Fury is just one of the best things I've ever done. I love the turn going. It's the hive dive. It's like one of my favorite parts. And of course the ejector air you get toward the end of the ride. There it goes again. And yeah, these staggered seating trains are really interesting. Honestly, I prefer the 4 across. Especially if you have a group. Trims, the enemy of the people. So yeah, like I was saying, they have a lot of great stuff here, especially Afterburn and Fury. Great 1-2 punch.
Alright guys, that marks the sudden and abrupt end to another video. If you made it this far, I thank you for watching. I would have had more content, but you know, sometimes when I'm with other enthusiasts, I get a little distracted and I forget to make content and instead just have a lot of fun. So that's part 1 of the Carowinds vlog. I had a really good time at this park. I encourage everyone to come out there, ride Fury, ride Afterburn, ride Copperhead Strike, all the good coasters and flat rides they have there. They've got great food, great atmosphere. It's just a great place to be. In any case, if you enjoyed that video, go ahead and staple that like button, leave a comment, follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't forget to share this video, and subscribe here on YouTube. Sure means a lot to me. Goodbye, Internet. Thanks for watching.